Welcome back to the Crypto World channel. In this video, I'll be discussing the Bitcoin price and I'll be talking about this massive pump and dump that the Bitcoin price had. And I said in my last video, all the way up here, that if the Bitcoin price does come back down, it will be coming down to exactly the $34,000 level. And that's exactly what's happened since my last video. And now that my price target is finally met for Bitcoin, where to next? And well, in just a minute, I'll be giving my exact price targets when I do my Bitcoin analysis. And later in the video, I'll also be doing some Ethereum technical analysis and going over what I said in my last video because that's still playing out on the chart. But yeah, if all of that sounds good to you, then make sure you scroll down and hit the like button on this video and make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you're new to the channel, you do not want to miss any of these important updates. So yeah, make sure you just click subscribe and make sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. These videos are helping you make a lot of money, so it's definitely worth just spending 10 minutes out of your day to watch these videos all the way through. So once again, you don't miss any of the valuable information in these videos. But yeah, with all of that being said, let's get straight into what this video is about. So right now we're on the Bitcoin 2-hour chart. And I mentioned it in my last video because of the massive news about Elon Musk adding Bitcoin to his bio and all of that stuff. If you haven't seen my last video, I definitely recommend watching it over on my channel. But yeah, so anyway, we had these massive pump all the way up to these levels, up at around $38,500 US. And so when I filmed my last video, it was all the way up here and I was pretty bullish on Bitcoin because we did have this massive breakout. But as I always say, for a breakout, we have to see the retest for support. And that's exactly what's happened. The resistance that Bitcoin broke above was this massive white line that I've mapped out on the chart just here. If I zoom out a little bit, you can see that this has been quite some big resistance for Bitcoin, starting from the all-time high at 42,000 and also getting some resistance here, getting some resistance here, and getting some resistance here. This line of resistance was obviously a very important point for Bitcoin to break above. And that's exactly what happened since then. Bitcoin had this massive breakout and it's now come back down to test this previous resistance as some new support. And that's exactly what's happened. We've actually bounced off this previous resistance and confirmed it as new support. And yeah, once again, as I said in my last video, if the Bitcoin price were to come back down, we will be coming back down to the $34,000 level. And that's exactly what's happened. Like, that seriously just played out on the charts perfectly. And if you took that trade, then congratulations. But yeah, now that that's played out, where to next? What will happen next for Bitcoin? Well, as of recording the video, the Bitcoin price is sitting just below the $34,000 level. It's kind of been just bouncing around that level for the past day or so. And so if it kind of holds roughly the $34,000 level, then that's pretty bullish for Bitcoin. But now that we've broken above this massive resistance line down here, it's pretty important that we stay above that. So we already got that one big bounce just here, which, yeah, Bitcoin bounced from around $33,000 up to around almost $35,000. So that was a pretty important bounce for Bitcoin. And so yeah, if Bitcoin does decide to come back down, then I will be targeting this white line once again. And right now this line is coming in at around 32,800. So as long as we hold that line, as long as we hold kind of above 33,000 US, then we'll still be making higher lows on the charts. And that's going to be very bullish for Bitcoin. Another pretty bullish thing for Bitcoin is if you bring out the Fibonacci retracement tool and you draw it from this low at around 29,000 up to the recent high at around 38,000. As you can see, Bitcoin pretty much exactly came all the way back down to the 61.8% Fibonacci level. Like seriously, if I zoom right in, as you can see here, it came within maybe a couple of dollars of this level. So that's really great news for Bitcoin because Bitcoin normally when it has these corrections, the 61.8% Fibonacci level up to the 65% Fibonacci level is known as the golden pocket. And that Fibonacci level basically acts as like a magnet for the price. If Bitcoin goes up too high, too fast, like what it did just the other day, it tends to always come back to this Fibonacci level right here. And that's exactly what happened. And yeah, once again, that exact Fibonacci level comes in at around 32,800. And that comes in confluence with this other line of support just here. So that's seriously an important level for Bitcoin to hold. So yeah, in order for Bitcoin to remain bullish in this scenario, then it has to hold that $32,800 level. And if it breaks that level, then we'll definitely see some more downside. And if that happens, then I'll be targeting the next Fibonacci level, which is the 78.6 Fibonacci level. And that level is coming in at around 31,300 US. So yeah, those are kind of the lines of support that I'm looking out for Bitcoin to get a bounce from. And current lines of resistance in the immediate short term is right here. I'll just quickly change the color on that so you can see what line is the resistance. But yeah, as you can see here, Bitcoin got resistance back here from this level, and it's also seen some recent resistance at this level just here. So this is an important level for Bitcoin to get above, and this level right now comes in at around 34,900. Now, right now, what I see on the chart in the immediate short term is Bitcoin is currently forming a classic W bottom on the chart. Bitcoin would have to get a bounce within the next few hours or so. I'd say within the next 12 hours, if Bitcoin gets a bounce, then that's pretty much confirming this W pattern. And once again, these W patterns are very bullish for Bitcoin, especially if we break above the neckline, which is right here. And funnily enough, this level comes in at around 34,900 at this level of resistance. I myself would be entering along once we see the volume come in, and especially if we see a retest of this level as support. As you can see right now, volume is very low. We got a massive spike of volume just here when we saw the massive breakout, so that was very good. And also the fact that we've seen a retest, that confirms that this breakout is legit. And yeah, for us to see another breakout above 35,000, then we need to be keeping a close eye on the volume to determine if the breakout is real. So those are my exact bullish and bearish levels to watch out for in the immediate short term. And so where are my targets for if Bitcoin breaks those levels? And well, I already mentioned the bearish targets for if Bitcoin breaks these levels of support. I'll be simply targeting the next Fibonacci level, which I mentioned just earlier. And my bullish target for if Bitcoin does break above the $35,000 level will simply be back at this previous high at around $38,500 US. That would complete this W pattern and potentially set us up ready for new all-time highs. So yeah, just make sure you're paying close attention to those levels that I mentioned, and those are my exact price targets for if Bitcoin breaks those levels. Now heading over to the Ethereum US dollar chart, we're on the 2-hour chart for Ethereum. And as of right now, Ethereum is forming an extremely bullish pattern. As you can see on the chart just here, Ethereum is currently forming an ascending triangle, as I'm just drawing out on the chart right now. This pattern started to form nearly 3 weeks ago, back at this low at around $900 US. And yeah, since then, it's just been bouncing around between these support and resistance line, and it's getting into a tightening range for the price. And so eventually the price will have to decide which way it wants to go, whether it breaks down or whether it breaks up. And this specific type of pattern right here, this is an ascending triangle, as I just said, and this type of pattern is a bullish pattern. So yes, these patterns can still break bearish, don't get me wrong, but they're much more likely to break to the upside than they are to break to the downside. But whatever happens either way, there's going to be a big move coming for Ethereum, and we can profit either way by entering either a short position or a long position. So you just have to be ready for the breakout and know what levels of resistance and support to look out for. And that's exactly what I'm about to tell you guys. So the super important level of resistance right now is kind of like a small range of resistance. It starts at around 1450 and it comes up to around 1460. That area of price range just up there is an extremely important level for Ethereum, because not only is that the resistance level of this ascending triangle, the yellow line on the upper band of this level coming in at around 1460 is currently the all-time high for Ethereum. So if Ethereum breaks to the upside out of this ascending triangle, which once again, it is more likely to break to the upside, then we'll almost certainly be heading into new all-time highs well above $1,500. And as of recording this video, the current price of Ethereum is at around $1,350. So if you're not really a trader and you're just kind of like buying and selling, which is definitely a much better strategy for beginners, then I myself will be accumulating Ethereum below the all-time high, because over this next year, anything below the current all-time high of around 1460 is going to be very cheap in just a few months from now when Ethereum has broken into new all-time highs. I'm extremely certain that Ethereum will break into new all-time highs very soon. It's just only a matter of when, because once again, just at the end of last year, Bitcoin broke through its all-time high at $20,000, and within like a month it doubled in price and it shot all the way up to $40,000. And I know I've mentioned this in my last few videos, but just for the new viewers on the channel, Ethereum tends to follow what Bitcoin does and vice versa. And so the fact that Ethereum hasn't broken its all-time high yet and that it's in this bullish pattern, it's just an extremely good opportunity right now to be buying Ethereum. Like, this is not financial advice. Make sure you always do your own research, but I'm just telling you that's exactly what I would be doing if I don't own any Ethereum. I would for sure be accumulating more right now. I would not be going all in by any means, because once again, this can still break down. It is unlikely, but it can happen. And so you want to be prepared for all scenarios, of course. So if that happens, you want to make sure you do have some cash ready to buy the dip. But yeah, anyway, with that being said, let's give you my exact price target. So I already showed you the upside levels to watch the current level to watch for the downside is coming in at around 1320. And of course, the all-important level to watch out for at around 1300 is also going to be some massive support for Ethereum. So for Ethereum to remain bullish, it's really got to hold those levels there at around 1300 to 1320, because if Ethereum starts breaking below 1300, then that's going to start looking a bit more bearish for Ethereum. And the next target that I'll be looking out for Ethereum, if that happens, would be at around 1230. And as you can see, that level just here lines up with these levels of support just here. So once again, Ethereum's got to hold the 1320 level and more importantly the $1,300 level. But if it doesn't, then its next big level of support will be coming in at around 1230. And I already told you the levels of resistance coming in at around 1450 to 1460. And once again, if Ethereum breaks above those levels with big volume, we've got to look out for the big volume to confirm if it's a real breakout either way. And yeah, if Ethereum breaks above those levels, then we will be entering into new all-time highs. And when Bitcoin did that just over a month ago, then it doubled in price in about 4 weeks. And so I would not be surprised if something very similar happened to Ethereum in that case. Like honestly, if Ethereum breaks above those levels of resistance up here and breaks above 1500, then I'll be targeting the $2,000 range as the next stop-off point for Ethereum. Ethereum just has so much upside potential over this next year that I'm just accumulating as much as I can right now. And I'm holding that for the long term. Try not to pay too much attention to the small fluctuations in the chart like this, because if you're constantly trying to buy and sell Ethereum and just trade Ethereum or any crypto for that matter, just on day-to-day fluctuations, then it's very likely that you will lose money over time, because the most successful investors in the world make their big money in long-term investments, not just day-to-day trades. But yeah, so with that being said, I'm incredibly bullish on Ethereum and it's going to be exciting to see where it goes this year. But yeah, with that being said, I really hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, then make sure to leave a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on. I put a lot of time and effort into these videos and I make sure to give as much valuable information as I can in these videos for all of you to help you all make money in crypto. So if you could just simply spend 5 seconds out of your day to just go down and click like and subscribe, that will mean a lot to me. I seriously appreciate all of your support. And yeah, if you have any questions, feedback, or suggestions for me, let me know in the comments down below, because I read and reply to all of my comments down below. Even if you have something negative to say, just let me know down below and I'll reply to you to try and sort it out. And yeah, just beware in the comment section, because sometimes there can be scammers down there. So if you have someone trying to contact you by sending a phone number, email, or telegram or something like that, then just leave that comment alone. Sometimes scammers even impersonate my account. So if you see like an account down there in the comment section trying to like send you a phone number, that is not me. I'll never do that. So yeah, just once again, leave those comments alone, because it's most likely a scam. But yeah, with that being said, I really hope you all enjoyed this video and I'll see you all in the next one.